Hello and welcome inside of the Allegany Community Center as it is time for the Can-Am Senior B Box Lacrosse playoffs as the number 3 seeded Allegany Arrows visit the number 6 seeded Oil Springs Senecas. Hello everyone, my name is Trevor Butts, so happy to be joining you for what is, I do have to say, a solo edition of the Can-Am Box Lacrosse playoffs, so you're going to have to bear with me tonight. Flying solo, doing it all, and trying my best here to bring you the best coverage possible for this contest. It is game number 2 between these two crosstown rivals here as Oil Spring fell in game number 1 by a 12-2 scoreline. The Senecas still looking for win number 1 in their inaugural campaign. They got a chance to get it here tonight and force a decisive game 3. That would be tomorrow night, as going back the other way here is Liam Kane looking for a chance, but he is denied on the break. Good stop there early for the Oil Spring netminder. I believe it's Dakota John getting the start tonight. Didn't have the confirmation, but when I do get it, I will let you know. As the Senecas having some trouble up there, being hounded. There was Maxon Lindgren. Turning it over now. Back the other way goes Kyle Gonzarek. Gonzarek not going to push anything here. He'll slow things down and pass it on back to Darius Anderson out towards center. Anderson tosses to the far side. Dalen Hill leaves it with Gareth Haig. Haig trying to find Hill once again. Can't do so here. Ball will bounce around in the corner, and it'll be picked up by Keaton Kennedy. Brought up here by Benny Wilson. Wilson tosses it into the middle. Running with it is Red Eye. Red Eye gives it up. Ben Miller to the far side. Fed in front, missing the pass there. Ball bouncing around, and it will end up in the stick of Lyndon Hill. Hill sends an outlet pass. It will find the stick of Cam Villavada. Villavada going to give it up. And a penalty coming up here against Oil Spring. Austin Maybe was knocked to the deck. Joe Rezateritz, he's got it right now. Gives it up for Christian Watts. Back for Rezateritz to the far side. Letting that shot go there is Austin Maybe. He doesn't find the target. Rezateritz gets the rebound, but no follow-up shot for Allegany as they run out of time. Let's see if we caught a look at what the penalty was. And you see some initial contact, but right there I think is where the penalty actually occurred. We'll get another look at it right there. Just a chop on Austin Maybe. He goes down, and that leads to the first penalty of the game, and it comes against Oil Spring. Correct call, it appears, from the official, as here's a chance for Zed Williams, but he's stopped right in front. And I think we're going to have a holding penalty coming up as a stick went flying. It was Gareth Higgs who's limping over towards it. Hopefully he's all right. Big part of this Allegany offense. We'll see it once more here as Haig involved in a little screen there as he was trying to clear out Cody Shinners. Shinners decides to just give the stick a nice chuck, and that is the holding the stick penalty that goes against Oil Spring. So a good opportunity here for the Arrows to start this one. Lane Smith to the near side. Zed Williams not able to get the shot away. Loose ball secured here by the Senecas. Trying to bring it up the floor and create something here is Noah Giacini. If you've been checking the socials out, you got to see a look at one of Noah Giacini's goals from this season. 3 goals, 4 assists for him. Somebody that can push the pace in transition if given the opportunity, but wanted to just try and slow things down there and drain the clock. Did a decent enough job as Allegany gets the ball back. Trying to take advantage of this early 5-on-3. Wide open look for Rezateritz, but he blows it wide. Great chance there for Joe Rezateritz to get this game's opening goal, but not able to find the target, as it'll be a turnover with possession to the Senecas. Fighting through some checks here is Bova. He's able to split the double team, thought about the shot, but decides better of it. Bova just steps past the yellow line, now out near half. Bova, double and triple teamed now as he still avoids the over and back and is able to get that ball away. That's a great shift there from Toby Bova. Even though he didn't get the shot on net, he killed a full 30 seconds almost on his own, running into double teams, triple teams, and even a quadruple team there at the end. Impressive display for him as Lane Smith trying to get that pass over to Zed Williams. It doesn't connect. Birthday boy looking to maybe get a birthday goal here is Lane Smith. That would be great here. Here's the chance, but missed it wide. Oh, Zed Williams might have to have a little fun with Lane Smith after that one, as that was a golden opportunity for Lane to put that one home. Zed set him up perfectly, but not able to find the frame. Might be a chance here, though. Zed Williams with it in the near corner as we are back to even strength. A great start to this game for Oil Spring, going 2 for 2 on 2 early penalties. Shot there kept out by the Oil Spring netminder. That is indeed Dakota John, who gets the start this evening for the Senecas. Ball bouncing around here. Who's going to end up with it? It's Ben Austin. He outlets over to the far side. Dalen Hill to the middle. Quick chance for Kane, and he scores. No. Crease violation will wipe it out. Let's get another look at it and see. Tough to tell here, so we'll give you one more look at the chance for Liam Kane. I think that toe was just on the line. So tough to tell, but a good call, it appears, from our officials as Kyle Gonseric will bring it up. The Jacksonville Star will leave it here with Christian Watts. Joe Dowdy feeding it to the far side. Haig can't hang on to that hot shot pass, and it'll bounce around. Maybe takes a check that is low. I was told maybe started this season with Oil Spring, and I almost wonder if there's a little bad blood between Austin Maybe and the Oil Spring Senecas, because that is a few hard hits on Maybe early on in this game. And it just kind of makes you wonder as Ben Austin legging it up the floor. Austin able to fight through some checks before he heads to the bench for a change. The former Tuscarora Tomahawk now with the Allegany Arrows. Pass in front, quick shot on, and they score. Zed Williams gets this game's opening goal. First goal of the game here during the regular season. Zed Williams, 15 goals for him, and he did not score yesterday in the playoffs, but he put up 4 assists. So this is his first playoff goal of the year, 5th playoff point already for the Rochester Nighthawks superstar forward Zed Williams. What a big ad this is for this Allegany team, bringing in Zed Williams. Some rumblings about him, whether or not he would play this year. I've had a good feeling about it, especially with him wanting to be involved in this Allegany team, was involved as a coach. I think he wanted to be here playing for the Allegany Arrows, and they are reaping the benefits of it right now. Zed Williams lets another shot go. This one kept out by John. And he'll win the loose ball back. Could be another chance. It's stopped by John. 2 good looks for Zed Williams. Both of them denied by Dakota John. And those got to be 2 confidence-building saves for the Oil Spring netminder. Senecas, though, trying to get something going on the offensive end. Have not really tested Lyndon Hill much at all in this game. A young netminder. Played some junior A ball with the Orangeville Northmen. Very highly thought of is Lyndon Hill. He's gotten a lot of taste here of senior ball action this season. Suiting up for Allegany a whole bunch throughout the year. A former 2024 6th round pick, 79th overall of the Ottawa Black Bears. is Lyndon Hill, who will man the crease tonight as Joe Rezateritz not able to make it 2-0. Stopped here by Dakota John, and he is having a great start to this game despite giving up the opening goal. Dakota John has faced quite a few point-blank chances from Zed Williams and Joe Rezateritz, and he has stopped all but one here. Ball goes back over half, and this will be a chance for Geddes. Geddes on a break, he scores! Jeff Geddes finishes that one into the top left corner and makes it a 2-0 game. The Tiger helps Allegany roar in front. Jeff Geddes with a snipe to give the Arrows their second goal of the game. That is his first of the night and first of the postseason. Just the third on the year in total, counting the regular season stats for Jeff Geddes, as he played a bit more of a defensive defenseman role this year, but somebody that can most certainly push the pace in transition and can bring a whole lot of extra special sauce out there for this Arrows team. He's brought it since he joined up with Allegany, and he has been a big part of the Arrows championship squads here as Joe Rezateritz looking to lead the way. His shot just trickles through, but wide of the net. Joe Rezateritz coming oh so close on that attempt. Pass thrown up the floor in the direction of Dana Ray. He'll pick it up for Oil Spring. Not able to hit Red Eye in the corner as he gets pinned up against the boards. Ray cuts through the crease and he'll get himself a penalty. Not able to contact the goalie through the crease there, and just hope that nothing more comes of that, especially with the nature of who's doing it. Dana Ray, one tough customer, and Haig, I think, is getting roughed up a bit here too by Dana Ray, and I think he might get a second. And this is what I think we're kind of hoping to avoid here, is we'll get another look at what could have been a second penalty to Dana Ray. Oh yeah, that's just a late chop there from Ray, and I don't blame Haig and company for being upset. No real need for that. I know it's a playoff game, but there is, we can have common sense too. No need to have anything extra come of it. And yeah, Dana Ray's and his team's gonna feel the repercussions of it. 7 minutes up on the board, a 5-minute major and an extra 2. I would assume the late check on Haig is the major, and then the initial contact with Hill is the 2 minutes to make it a 7-minute power play here for Allegany. And I like that decision from the officials. They know that Oil Spring is 0-20 and Allegany's 12-8. They know there's a rivalry here. And while it is a playoff game, you don't need anything too crazy to happen, especially if the game ends up one-sided. I think that's a good decision from the officials, as Shinners nearly had a chance there. Oh man, I know it's a 7-minute penalty kill, but a D guy breaking up the floor with a look like that, I wouldn't have blamed him whatsoever if he wanted to put that one on goal and just test Lyndon Hill a little bit, as it feels like he has hardly seen any rubber here in this first period of play. Over halfway through the first frame as that shot goes wide of the net. It'll be picked up here by Zed Williams as play restarts. Allegany has the ball on a very long power play, over 6 minutes remaining in the 2 penalties assessed to Dana Ray. Joe Rezateritz has the ball in his stick. The Buffalo Bandit to the far side. Lane Smith's shot just goes wide of the net and out of play. Possession will be awarded to Oil Spring as they get ready to resume play. It'll be tossed over there by Elliot Porter. Ben Miller spins back and finds Benny Wilson. Wilson looking for an option as he's watched by the former Tuscarora Junior Tomahawk, Cam Villavada. Villavada trying to pin Wilson up against the boards. Roughing him up as Wilson will just dump it into the corner to drain some more time. Ball sent forward by Sherman Williams as the Arrows get their attack going. Still on an extended power play here. Christian Watts with a blast, just wide. Rebound, who's gonna come up with it? Watts to the far side, low rip there from Hill, misses wide. Ball will go over and back and all the way into the stick of Lyndon Hill. Possession to Oil Spring with under 5 remaining in the penalties to Dana Ray. Senecas not able to kill much time here on the penalty. Ball just thrown away. Going back the other way are the arrows. It'll settle right now in the stick of Zed Williams. Williams gives it up for Buffalo Joe Reziteritz. The OG Buffalo Joe. Lane Smith. Williams, Reziteritz, back to Smith. Williams, quick stick effort, kept out by John. Didn't look like Zed Williams was expecting to get that pass, as he kind of just half-efforted on that shot. I think he was fully expecting Lane Smith to rip that one into the back of the net, but Zed did all he could. As possession ends up going the other way, the Senecas trying to do something here. They'll just dump it into the corner. Josh Shields had nowhere to go, and Allegany will bring it back up the floor. Joe Reziteritz steps in over the yellow line, now over the restraining line here, as he'll toss it to Watts. Smith, Watts, Reziteritz, stopped by John. Another good save here by Dakota John, as his good evening continues. Loose ball. Lindgren struggling to hang on to it, and it's taken away by Smith. Lane Smith gonna leave it for Darius Anderson. Joe Reziteritz goes behind the net to Zed Williams. Lane Smith on the far side. Smith into the middle. Williams to Reziteritz. It's stopped by John. Either off the stick of John or just wide. Officials say wide. Reziteritz to the first to Dana Ray. Shot from Lane Smith is stopped by John. Loose ball picked up. Lane Smith is stopped by John. Loose ball picked up here by the Senecas. Noah Giacini. Giacini bringing it up the floor, but gets stripped by Lane Smith. Lane Smith showing he can play some great defense too. That ball away and gets possession right back into the sticks of his Allegany Arrows squad. So shifting along the near boards, watched by Geddes. Geddes trying desperately to get that ball back as the pass one-hops Wilson. Wilson gets in control though as his intended target. Ball picked up and sent forward. It'll settle with Kane. Kane sends a low pass to the far side trying to hit Hill, but he can't connect there. Lindgren toss it to the near side of the floor for Cody Shinners. Shinners pinned up against the boards, trying to break free from Liam Kane. Back to even strength, so just one goal given up off those penalties for Oil Spring. That is a win in my book for the Senecas. When you're shorthanded for 7 minutes, only giving up one, I think is very solid. As with that, I believe that would make 11 minutes of penalties for Oil Spring in just this one period. That would be over half if they don't take any more. And that's just too much time spent shorthanded. But to only be down 3-0, I think, is a testament to your penalty kill defense, as Dana Ray back on the floor, making his way up the floor. Sends a pass back towards center. It'll be picked up by Wyatt Cooper. Now on the near side for Joe Montour Jr. He feeds it in front. Shot on is stopped by Hill. Possession will stay with the Senecas though. It'll start in the near corner in the stick of Joe Montour Jr. Montour Jr. You know what, we'll go with the final Can-Am standings as the season comes to an end. the standings finish like this. This is how all the teams were seeded in the postseason. Newtown tops the board, 16-3-1, a very impressive regular season. They're going to look to try and get their first Can-Am title since 2011. Tonawanda still looking for that first Can-Am title ever. They are 14-6, and also like Newtown, received a first-round bye in the Can-Am postseason. The Allegany Arrows trying for the three-peat, sitting at 12-8, earned the right as the number 3 seed to play the number 6 seeded Oil Springs Senecas. 0-20, they round out the field of 6. The other matchup, the 4th seeded 10-10 Grand River Warriors and the 7-12-1 Onondaga Redhawks. Grand River trying to win their first ever playoff series. Onondaga trying to get back to the mountaintop like they last were in 2018. That'll do it for us for the first period of play. The score after one period, the Oil Springs Senecas 0, the Allegany Arrows 3, here on Blue Squatch Productions. What a welcome back to the Allegany Community Center. This is our first goal of the game here for the Oil Springs Senecas. As that shot squeaks through Lyndon Hill. Tough to see who got it on that far side. Apologies for the internet issues. It is just not doable really right now on my own, trying to do everything. It's just not possible to get it live, so I apologize for that. Internet signal just not strong enough, and when it's a one-man show, you can only do what you can do. So it is what it is, as Allegany trying to get that shot on target. Can't do so here. Dalen Hill lets another one go, but he strays into the crease as the shot kept out. As now the Senecas, Cooper being roughed up on the far side. Cooper not able to get it over in time. Neither is Shinners. He picks it up, but will have to set it down. It is a 8-second violation against the Oil Spring Senecas. Jeff Geddes gonna toss the ball over to the far side of the floor as Joe Rezateritz takes over. Rezateritz to the far side here with it is Dowdy. Into the middle. Anderson can't hang on to that one. It'll wind up in the stick of the Senecas. Sending it forward is Dakota John. Shot there from Brooks stays out as Lyndon Hill nearly has that one squeak by him, but does a good job to make the stop. Shot there from Joe Rezateritz, misses wide of the net. It will go over and back. Possession to Oil Spring as they look to try and get goal number 2 here in this one. They got their first here in this second period of play. Good start to the frame so far. Let's see if they can keep it going right here. Shot there, stopped by Hill. Loose ball battle in front. It'll wind up back into the stick of Lyndon Hill and now set forward to Liam Kane. Kane gonna peel away and try and stave off the defenders for some time. Does so effectively as he finds an option off the bench. With it now is Lane Smith. Joe Rezateritz has it on the far side. Takes a slash from Ray. Gets a step on him. Takes the shot that is stopped by John. John thought about airing it out, but will instead just pass it short to Ray. Ray, he makes the long pass instead over to Darcy Redeye. Redeye, watched by Viavata and George. Rudy George trying to get that ball right back. It pops free. It ends up in the stick of Gonsarik, who takes a heavy hit from Brooks and draws a penalty. Gonsarik being hit hard behind the net. Brooks doesn't like the call. Austin has the ball. He'll give it up for Zed Williams right off the draw. The Arrows back looking for more. I know the scoreboard says 3-1, but it is a 4-1 lead for the Allegany Arrows. Ball winds up in the stick here of John. He will make a short pass to his left and find Noah Giacini. Giacini just crosses over half, and as he passes it away, Josh Shields with it along the near boards. Shields to the far side for Wilson. Benny Wilson trying to work his way to the middle, but can't do so here. Was defended well by Darius Anderson. Here's a quick chance there for Shields. He misses wide. Ball goes up into the bench, and possession going the other way. The Allegany Arrows will take over. Zed Williams going to bounce it over here to Dalen Hill. Hill gives it up for Lane Smith. Bounced over to Christian Watts. Zed Williams with it on the far side. Trying to open himself up here. Defended by Miller. Gets a hard pick from Watts, and it leads to a turnover. Ben Miller running back the other way. Miller slowed here on the defense by Rudy George. Cooper giving it up on the far side. Feeding into the middle there, looked like Montour Jr. not able to get that pass away. Ben Miller lays a hard hit. Montour follows it up. Steps towards the middle, gets hit hard here. Not able to keep possession. Lane Smith. Watched here by Allegany Clark now. Smith on his offside will pass it away to Watts to the near side. Dalen Hill trying to work in front, gets the shot away, but goes into the crease. Went off the post anyways. Oh, so close there for Dalen Hill, but taken away by a crease violation as that pass nearly intercepted by Williams. Instead it gets to Montour, his shot stopped by Hill. Sherman Williams gonna send it forward, trying to hit Zeddy there, not able to do so. Looking for that brother-to-brother connection, didn't quite work out there. Zed Williams with it in the far corner. Williams gonna go right to the hot stick of Dalen Hill. Darius Anderson playing a little bit more offense here tonight. Anderson shot stopped by John. As he continues to see the ball very well as we get a goalie water break here inside of the Allegany Community Center. That'll give us a chance here to look at the Can-Am Championship history since 2010. These are all the Can-Am champions since 2010. There you see it. Onondaga in that time has won 6 of their 8 Can-Am championships since 2010. Newtown's last title back there in 2011. Of course, Native Sons no longer in existence. They won in 2016 and 17. And then the Haudenosaunee Bucks now up in the Three Nations League, won in 19 and 22, took home silver medals at the Prezi. The Tuscarora Tomahawks, as well a defunct team, they won back in 2023. And of course, the Allegany Arrows, the reigning back-to-back Can-Am champions, winning in 24 and 25, took home a bronze at the Prezi back in 2024. Last team to win gold, the 2014 Onondaga Redhawks, they won it 14 and 2010. They won their gold medals, but there you see the Can-Am Championship history since 2010. Oil Spring trying to pull a monumental upset here and take down the defending champion Allegany Arrows in force. Game number 3 tomorrow night. We'll see if that happens here. The Senecas going to need a big comeback if they want to work their way back into this one against the reigning back-to-back champions. We're trying to set themselves up with a date with the Tonawanda Braves, the number 2 seeded team in the tournament. The winner of this series will play Tonawanda, while the winner, as Wyatt Cooper finds the back of the net here for Oil Spring. Get a look here at the goal for a game with the Bandits. There is that shot from a current Bandit. Joe Rezateritz is stopped by John. What a nice save there for Dakota John to deny Joe Rezateritz of that opportunity. Brooks trying to work his way in. Brooks fighting hard against Kane, who's able to get him behind the net. His quick pass misses everyone, but it looks like a penalty is coming up against the Arrows. We'll see if we caught a look of it here. And right there, I think it was just maybe an extra whack from Kane. Either way, it is a power for the Oil Spring Senecas. Their first power play of the night, and a chance for them to get goal number 4, make this a 2-goal game once again. Brooks goes to Ben Miller. Miller now. Back for Brooks to the far side. Pass doesn't connect with Red Eye, who gets popped hard here and knocked to the floor. Austin gonna bring it up the floor here for the Arrows. Ben Austin with a shot. It goes up and out of play. Last touching John, so possession will stay here with Allegany. The Arrows have a chance to kill 30 seconds off this penalty to Liam Kane. Christian Watts. Gonna toss it up to Joe Rezeter. It's a step in front of the yellow line. Watts. Over to Lane Smith. Smith looks for an option here. He'll spin away and create a lane. Lane's shot stopped by John. What a great job there by Lane Smith to spin off the defender and create some room for himself, but not able to beat Dakota John on the one-on-one opportunity. Cooper to the far side. That shot from Red Eye stopped by Hill. Follow-up attempt misses wide. Ben Miller has it. Miller short side rip misses. Benny Wilson able to get possession back. Under 45 seconds left in the penalty. Here's Cooper, his shot turned away by Hill. Miller now trying to get possession back in the corner. Miller trying his best to strip Cam Villavada, who will run out of time. Villavada avoided the checks, but not able to make it to half in. Goes cross floor to Christian Watts. Now Joe Rezeter has all kinds of room. Williams right back to Rezeter. He can't hang on. Oh, might have been better off to just let that one rip if you're Buffalo Joe right there. A lane right to the net. Trying to be a little unselfish here, tossing it over to Zeddy. Zed returned the favor, sent it right back, but not able to link up. Next time he might just have to let that one fly. We'll see if they let it fly right here. The shot stopped by John. Zed Williams gives it up for Christian Watts. Right at the far change box. Watts right back to Zed Williams. Watched here by Shinners. Gets a pick from Watts. Sends it to him. Here's Christian Watts on a break and he scores. Christian Watts drives to the net and buries it for the 7th Allegany goal of the game. Get another look here at the finish from Christian Watts. Received the pass right off the pick from Zed Williams. You'll get to see it here. Opened up some space for Zeddy. Zeddy recognized that, went right to Christian Watts, who was able to get the ball by John for his first goal of the game. Could be a chance right off the draw. Hill to Williams. Hill takes the shot, and it's stopped by John. What a save from Dakota John to deny Zed Williams right on the doorstep. Back the other way we go. Ball pops out of the stick of a Seneca and winds up with Lyndon Hill. Jeff Geddes takes the outlet pass from Hill, who make his way up the floor. Joe Rezeter now in front, maybe, just misses. Watts, excuse me, Rezeter, penalty coming up against the Senecas. Zed Williams now with the shot. It's stopped by Dakota John. Didn't catch the penalty. We didn't clip it. Apologies for that. Not going to have a look. But we will take this time to let you know it was Christian Watts' first postseason goal. He had a pair of assists last night. First playoff goal of the season for Christian Watts. It's another power play here for the Allegany Arrows. Want to say it's power play number 6, but I'm starting to lose count here as Lane Smith's shot is kept out here by John. Penalty will not extend into the third period. So still some time here in this second frame for the Arrows to get the power play goal, but it will not carry over. It'll end just before the period comes to a close. Timeout. Sounds like it was called by Oil Spring over on the far side. The Senecas want to bring play to a halt here with 1:30 left on the board. 1:21 remaining in the penalty to Oil Springs number 34, Elliott Porter, as as they're being hassled here. Able to stave off checks from a pair of Arrows players, as that is some great work done here by Maxon Lindgren. Doesn't draw a call, but killed some time, and will get a lot of admiration from the bench as Watts goes back with a shot that just misses wide. Possession picked up by Oil Spring. Brought up the floor by Giacini. Noah Giacini looks to get the shot home here, but can't find the twine. Long pass will be intercepted here as the buzzer sounds and the period comes to an end. It was a strong period for Oil Spring. 3 goals in the second frame for the Senecas, but they were still outscored here by Allegany as they put up 4 in the middle frame. Gonna take a look here at the chat, see if we got anything in there. Dr. 88 Hockey in there as well. When's the next game for the junior and senior Braves? That's a good question, Dr. 88 Hockey. If I knew, I'd tell you. It is still to be determined at this point. They are awaiting an opponent. They're awaiting the winner of this series, as a matter of fact. If the series does indeed end tonight, I'm sure we'll find out, hopefully sooner rather than later, when they will meet Allegany. However, if the series extends into tomorrow, we'll have to wait just yet another day before we find out those schedules. And then the Junior Braves as well, we're awaiting the finish of the play-in game between the 4 and 5 seeds tonight. Then I think the full second round schedule will be made. And yeah, I know Lillian Anucci, I believe that's what that says. You definitely can't see the ball very well. Yeah, it's kind of brutal right now. I apologize greatly, but we're just doing the best we can do here at the Allegany Community Center, and this will give us a chance here to go over the updated Can-Am playoff bracket. I was telling you about it. Why not give you a look at it? Here you can see what exactly the bracket looks like at the moment. All the way to the left, you see the quarterfinal series. They are best of 3. Grand River leads Onondaga 1-0 after their win last night over the Red Hawks. It was a close battle between those two teams through 2 periods, but it did finish a 16-10 win for Grand River to take a 1-0 series lead. Allegany, of course, was victorious last night over Oil Spring, 12-2. They also hold a 1-0 series lead. Grand River Onondaga, though, to go back for a moment, next in action tomorrow. So the quarterfinal round cannot wrap up tonight, but it could be all wrapped up tomorrow if the Warriors sweep the Red Hawks. We'll see what happens in our game. As I mentioned, the winner of Allegany and Oil Spring will take on Tonawanda in the second round. And we could get a rematch of the Can-Am Championship from the last 2 seasons in the semifinals this year. Tonawanda and Allegany met in the finals each of the last 2 years. They could very well meet in the semifinals this season. Then the winner of Grand River and Onondaga will take on the top-seeded Newtown Golden Eagles. That'll do it here for us for now on Blue Squatch Productions. After 2 periods of play, the score, the Oil Spring Senecas 3 and the Allegany Arrows 7. Here between the Oil Springs Senecas and the Allegany Arrows. Has been a fun one here between. They both share the Allegany Community Center, if you did not know. Home venue for both of these teams. So all they had to do from last night to tonight, just switch sides and switch jerseys. And I think it's a good thing you switch the jerseys. You don't want to wear those ones from last night. Those are stinky. Get the new ones on, the fresh threads that these teams are wearing here. As it's Dalen Hill who takes the shot for Allegany. It is stopped by Dakota John, the netminder for Oil Spring, who has had an excellent game here tonight for the Senecas. Joe Montour Jr. tossing it over to the far side. Clifford Brooks lets a shot go that is stopped by Lyndon Hill. It's been a great game so far for Dakota John, but Lyndon Hill has been up to the task as well for Seneca player and thrown in front. Ben Miller standing there at point blank range, not able to get that one to the back of the net. And that's what I mean when I say Lyndon Hill hasn't been tested as often, but he's been ready for it. Examples like that, point blank looks, he has made most of the saves you could ever ask for. Wilson lets a shot go that is stopped by Hill. Good job by Benny Wilson just to put that one on target and force Lyndon Hill to make a save. That's something I don't think players do enough in the game. Just put the shots on target, force the goalie to make a stop. Because when you put the ball to the net, good things happen. And you just never know. It might take a bounce, might hit something on the way. Just put the ball to the net, just like Reza Territz did there. Not able to flip it to Dalen Hill. Now Christian Watts from the point, and it's stopped by John. Extended possession here for the Arrows. Could be another chance. Watts to Williams. Far side rip from Smith, just wide. Zed Williams has got a pair. Lane Smith looking for one here. Can't find the target. Much easier said than done, folks. That is for sure, as it is Austin Maybe getting the latest Allegany Arrows goal to make it an 8-3 score line. Really, I wouldn't blame any of the Arrows at this point. You're up 9-3. You feel like you got the game in hand. And Oil Springs season would conclude tonight with a victory for you. So no sense, and really, in my opinion, if you're Allegany and engaging in any nonsense, just try and move on to the next one, because they're thinking about much bigger things than just the quarterfinal round of the Can-Am playoffs. Of course, focused on it right now, but they got visions of grandeur here. They're looking at trying to bring home a third straight league title and the first ever President's Cup in the history of this Arrows franchise. Got a long way to go before we get there, but you really just don't want to put yourself in a prone position by taking any unnecessary suspensions and things of that nature coming out of fights and whatnot. Just no need for it if you're Allegany, in my opinion. Just try and play the game. Do your best here for the last 14 minutes and change and get this one to the finish line. We'll see if that's what happens. Christian Watts tosses it to Anderson, who puts that one off the post. Believe that one rung the iron there for Darius Anderson. Either that or John made another nice stop, but the Arrows get possession right back. 4-on-4 lacrosse here is Watts. Lets it fly, but he misses off the leg pad of John, and possession will stay with Allegany. Dowdy's shot here, blocked by a stick. Picked up by Oil Spring, going back the other way. Could be a chance. Here's Lindgren on a break, push from behind. And I'm wondering here if we're going to get a penalty shot, or if this will just be a penalty. Maxine Lindgren was on a break, and it will be a penalty shot. I see our official Trent Bray signaling the X. It looks like it'll be a penalty shot here for Oil Spring, as it was Maxine Lindgren who is in on a break. There you can see it. was pushed from behind, and an easy penalty call. And it will be a penalty shot here for Maxon Lindgren as he looks to get his 4th goal of the season. At 3 in the regular season, none yet in the playoffs. Let's see what happens here. Maxon Lindgren on the penalty shot. Lindgren scores! Maxon Lindgren buries that one and gets the 4th Senecas goal of the game. Get another look at the finish here for Maxon Lindgren as he beats Lyndon Hill on the penalty shot. Slipped right after, and I'll tell you what, that was just so natural from Maxon Lindgren. I thought it was just part of the celly. Just, you know, why not, having a little fun with it? Just kind of slips there. But if you see, the leg actually was a bit behind him. So we'll wheel it up once again, let everybody see. So we got to get that cleaned up. He right away said, no, this is far too wet. And thankfully Lindgren is okay. That would have been just an awful time to get injured right after scoring a penalty shot goal there. His 4th goal of the season, 1st of the postseason for Maxon Lindgren. That's got to be a good confidence-building goal for him as he gets the 4th marker of the night for the Oil Spring Senecas. All picked up here by Dalen Hill right off the draw. He's got a 2-on-1 shot on, stopped by John. Good look there for George right off the, or Dowdy, excuse me, right off the draw, but not able to beat John there. Actually, it was George, yeah, getting up into the play. Lot to look at, lot to pay attention to tonight, folks, as we wonder what went down here, and it looks like too many men call of some sort going against Oil Spring. We'll see if we caught anything here. And yep, 5 players on the floor for Oil Spring. Remember, it is 4-on-4 right now, so that is an illegal substitution. Too many men penalty against the Senecas. That'll give Allegany a 4-on-3 power play. Play started for a moment, but the buzzer sounded and was halted shortly after. Nothing coming of it, so play will resume. Hill, Williams, Smith, Hill, Smith, quick shot there, stopped by John. Loose ball bouncing around, picked up by Giacini. Giacini sends a long pass, that'll connect with Ray, could be a chance. 2-on-1 shot by Cooper, up and out of play. Dana Ray with possession of the ball for the Senecas. Ray flips it to a teammate in Benny Wilson. Wilson fakes the pass and keeps it in the corner. Being roughed up here by Rudy George and Liam Kane. Able to break free. Wilson gets the shot away. It's stopped by Hill. Seth Williams will calmly make his way up the floor. Williams gonna toss it over to Joe Rezateritz. Lane Smith, Christian Watts, now 5-on-4. Smith to the near side for Williams. Rezateritz, Watts, Smith, Watts, outside rip, blocked in front. Good block there by Ben Miller, but you couldn't block that one. The birthday boy has his goal. Lane Smith rips it home to make it a 10-4 Arrows lead. Was only a matter of time before Lane Smith got himself in the goal column here, as you'll get one more look at the initial blast from Watts that was blocked in front. Good job by Watts to find the loose ball. Rezateritz locates the open Lane Smith on the far side of the floor as he rips it home for his first goal of the game, and what is his 3rd now of the postseason. Great to see Lane Smith starting to settle back into his traditional forward role, the great goal scorer that he is. Trying to get back to himself as Dalen Hill gets his hat trick goal. All the momentum with Allegany right now, as it is Dalen Hill who nets his third of the evening. Get you a better look at it here, as it is already his 6th goal of the postseason, which leads all Arrows players here at the moment. Dalen Hill makes it, by my count, an 11-4 game. There you see it, board gets updated. As the Oil Spring bench not happy about the faceoff being retaken. They had possession, but that's okay. Wyatt Cooper will win it again for him. Dana Ray picks it up. Darcy Redeye along the near boards with it, will step towards center and pass it away. On the far side with it is Cooper. Wyatt Cooper goes cross floor here to Redeye. Redeye looks for an option, goes right back to Cooper in the middle. He bobbles it for a moment, slips and slides. Cooper locates Wilson. Wilson trying to feed it into the middle, but the pass taken away. And I think we're gonna get another cleanup on the floor for some perspiration, or maybe a penalty call. And it will be a penalty going against Ben Austin. Didn't at all see what happened. It will be a holding call against Austin, so no replay of it. My apologies there, but a sneaky one gets by me here, as it will give the Oil Spring Senecas a power play here in a penalty-filled Game 2 of this best-of-3 series between Oil Spring and Allegany, as it was the Arrows who took game number 1 last night 12-2. They are in front 11-4 here this evening. And a win here for Allegany would mean they are on to the next round of the Can-Am Lacrosse League playoffs, where they will face the Tonawanda Braves in a matchup that they have had lots of success with, as John lays a big hit here on an Arrow player that was down in some discomfort. I think you could probably guess who got hit hard. It was Austin Maybe. As man, oh man, like I said earlier, it really begs the question if there's just some bad blood between Maybe and this Oil Spring team, because he has gotten hammered all night long. And I know he plays, an involved game. He's always, getting lots of touches, involved in the offense, and you're going to get hit hard when you're as involved as he is. But man, oh man, he has really earned everything he has gotten tonight, as this Senecas team has let him feel it, but he's persevering right now. Jeff Geddes running in transition, not going to force a single thing. He will happily give it up to Zed Williams and head to the bench for a change. Penalty coming up again, as these teams can't stay out of the box, it seems, and we will get a look at what went down. Try and see what the penalty was here. Didn't see it there. We'll see if it was on the far side of the frame. I'm watching Watts here. Penalty arm already up. Must have been something a bit behind the play that we just missed there. So it will be another penalty against the Arrows. So a 5-on-3 for the next 40 seconds here for Oil Spring. Cooper looking to take advantage, passes it down low in the direction of Redeye, but it doesn't get to him. Ends up right back with Cooper. Leaves it on the far side, shot on, goes up and out of play. That one coming out of the stick of Ben Miller. Cooper tosses it up for Brooks. Redeye, Miller with it. Cooper in the direction of Ben Miller, but he can't hang on to the pass. He gets it back off the boards, though. Cooper to the middle. Shot on, they score! Darcy Redeye blasts it home as Oil Spring adds their 5th goal of the game. Get you a look here at this rip coming out of the stick of Darcy Red-Eye. There you see it into the back of the net. First goal of the night here for Red-Eye. And there you get a look at it once again. As we get a brief pause here for some more perspiration on the floor, it feels like this game has screeched to a halt over the last few minutes. It was moving so nicely, now it has completely stopped. As we look at some numbers for you, Darcy Red-Eye gets what is his second postseason goal. He had 9 during the regular season, so 11 total on the campaign for Darcy Red-Eye. Spent some time at GCC earlier in his collegiate career, played his junior B ball with the Seneca War Chiefs. As we are under 9 to go here in the third period of action. The Oil Springs Senecas trail the Allegany Arrows 11-5. Trying to make a very late comeback and extend their season for one more night. Miller lets it go. It's stopped by Hill. Brooks has the rebound and the fresh 30. Wyatt Cooper looking for an option. Decides to keep it himself for now. Gets a good pick. Moves it over to Miller in the corner. He can't come up with it. Ball takes an awkward bounce off the boards and a wind up with Sherman Williams. Williams outlets here to Darius Anderson. Anderson gonna leave it with Joe Dowdy. Dowdy watched in the corner. Dowdy takes a whack from Keaton Kennedy. With it now is Christian Watts. He'll step over the restraining line with just 7 on the shot clock. Watts started to drive in, passes it away in the direction of maybe. He'll field it off the boards and get a shot away, but it misses wide. Possession to Oil Spring after the 30-second shot clock violation. Ball will start in the near corner here for the Senecas. They have possession down by 6. Joe Montour Jr. gets a pick from Ray, lets a low shot go that stopped. Ray with a rebound that goes over the net. Crashed into the net of Hill. Hill gives him a little bump on the way by as the Arrows will get the ball right back. Joe Dowdy gives it up here for Christian Watts. Watts playing around with it and is now watched by a stickless Allegany Clark. Watts getting pushed here by Clark. Gets a switch on the defender here as Shinners picks him up. Watts gets away from him, sends a bouncer towards goal. That is stopped here by Dakota John. Fresh 30 now for the Arrows. Christian Watts goes over to Joe Dowdy. Dowdy feeds into the middle. Trying to break free here is an Arrow who got popped once again by the goaltender. That was Dalen Hill. And it'll just be sent the length of the floor and on target. It caught a piece of Lyndon Hill. Like I said before, force the goalie to make a save. Put it on target even on a play like that. I don't mind it. As possession will wind up here with Allegany once again. Arrows just trying to drain this clock down. Just thought about something. Haven't seen Gareth Haig in a while for Allegany. Saw him early in the contest, missed him. Felt like most, if not all, the second. And I have not seen him in quite some time here. I hope he is all right. A big part of the Arrows team and was a big pickup and somebody that'll be important for them into the postseason. 10 goals, 7 assists for Haig during the regular season. So hopefully he's all right for Allegany, and it's just a precautionary absence as the Oil Springs Senecas will take over possession with just over 5:30 left to go. Penalty coming up against Allegany. The penalty-filled game continues here with another one. Let's see what went down here on this call. Oh, and it looked like a high cross-check there from Ben Austin. We'll play it one more time in case you missed it. Number 2 right in the middle of your frame, I believe, is the one who will get dinged right there. And yep, the arm goes up, and it is a penalty against Austin and the Arrows, with Oil Spring back on the power play for 2 minutes. Or less if they can get one here. Let's see what happens. Darcy Red-Eye. Clifford Brooks to the far side. Miller gets the pass back. Shot on there from Red-Eye, and he scores. Second goal of the game for Darcy Red-Eye, and the 6th for the Senecas. What a nice finish there for Darcy Red-Eye as he gets his 3rd playoff goal in just 2 games. So a nice ratio there for Red-Eye as that gets him up to 12 goals for the entirety of the season and adds another to the total here for Oil Spring. First multi-goal scorer, I believe, in this one for the Senecas as they get their 6th goal of the night. Possession fought for here. Who's going to come away with it? Still bouncing around. Giacini trying to pick it up, and it will end up in the stick of Wyatt Cooper and the Oil Spring Senecas. Pass forward. Ben Miller. Going to give it up here for Benny Wilson. Wilson working on Austin. Trying to find his way to the front. Wilson gets the shot off, and it's stopped here by Lyndon Hill. Stopped and contained well by Lyndon Hill to not give up a rebound as possession goes right back to the Allegany Arrows with time starting to tick down here on Oil Spring. It's a 5-goal lead for the reigning back-to-back Can-Am champions. Abby Bomberry and his squad trying to do it for the 3rd year running, trying to make 4 consecutive finals. Of course, those that don't know, Allegany started this run of success with a finals appearance against Tuscarora, fell in the best of 5 series, 3-2 as, oh, we're getting some action over on the Arrows bench here. And this is kind of what I was referring to earlier when you say you don't want anything extra happening, as Ray, known to be involved in the extra stuff, getting a little chatty over there with the Arrows bench. Looks like Brooks having a chat as well, as I don't know if they're talking with Lyndon Hill or who they were gesturing at, as you can see someone on the bench pulling on the Arrows jersey there. I think that was Darius Anderson. And we'll widen it out once again as play brought to a halt. No shock there, as I couldn't really see at all what happened. I don't think I clipped anything, and that'll be the night, it looks like, for Dana Ray and Clifford Brooks as they quickly make their way off the floor. Oh boy, I could see them going through the back door. They're trying to make their way to the other bench, I think. And things are starting to get out of hand here. Brooks and Ray are trying to go through the Arrows door. They're holding it shut. I could see them on this door in the middle that went through. They were angry, and they were heading right towards the Allegany bench, trying to jump them from behind. This is not how we wanted this game to go. As more players heading there, I can see, trying to break it up, I would assume. Oh my goodness. So much chaos and commotion, and just not a great display here of the Creators game, in my opinion. Not how this should be played, as got to have some respect for the opponent as well, as I feel like things have really just gone off the rails. And once again, I think the tone can be set a little better. things can be handled a bit better with officiating and whatnot. We got a good crew tonight, but I think it might have just been a matter of time before things got a little wild here. And the clock is running, and I think that's a very, very smart idea to avoid anything else from boiling over here, as this is quickly becoming an ugly scene here inside the ACC. Can see some more discussions. Looks like it's going on in the hallway back there, and there's no place for anything like that. Going behind your bench, trying to get into the other teams like that from off the floor. There's no room for that. There's trainers back there. There's regular everyday people that can get hurt, and their lives were put at risk with that. And I don't condone that one bit. And there's a time and a place for everything, and off the floor in a manner such as that is just not it. And it looks like the security, the marshals, what have you, are getting in the way, and that's good. Trying to make sure nothing more comes of it. Oh, man. Just an ugly, ugly scene here, as Lyndon Hill looks like he's walking his way to the bench. As I guess when it's all said and done, it will be a power play for Allegany. Clifford Brooks handed a 5-minute major. Could go much more too than that, and I think there might be for some of the off-the-floor antics, as Allegany will very wisely just pass this ball around and not force anything towards goal. There's really no need for Roger Chrysler's squad to put anything towards the target right now. Just, do exactly this, as, Allegany Clark takes a fall here. Williams did not look like he knocked him over. He's holding his shoulder, as, man, the perspiration is a problem right now for these players. And I feel for Allegany Clark. I hope he's all right. Awful way to pick up an injury last 2 minutes of a game that's done on a slip there. That's horrible. We hope he's okay, and we can hopefully we can keep getting this perspiration off the floor. We can't have players slipping and sliding like that and getting hurt from non-contact. That's just, and another Senecas player hits the deck. Yeah, we got to do a better job with the floor here for next time, as players are at risk of injury right now. Here's Montour from distance, and that shot hits an arrow on the way. Might have caught Williams as he was down in some pain. Gets right back up. We'll see who exactly that one hit on its way towards goal. And it did go right off the leg of Sherman Williams. He's one tough customer as well, so he's not going to be phased whatsoever, but he'll head to the bench with an extra bruise, and his team looks like they'll be heading on to the semifinals of the Can-Am playoffs once again. As, Shinner's looking to take a shot there at Hill. Allegany once again going to do the wise and sportsmanlike thing and just hold the ball and dump it into the corner. Elliot Porter gonna leave it here with Darcy Redeye, as the ACC has almost been eerily quiet since then. Noise is gonna start to pick up here, as the fans know this one is over. Shot from Cooper goes right into the gut of Lyndon Hill. The Arrows fans will begin to cheer. Allegany, you're going back to the semifinals of the Can-Am playoffs. The Arrows have a date with the Tonawanda Braves in the semifinal matchup. They sweep the Oil Springs Senecas 2-0. They'll win this one 11-6 and take the series 2-0 over Oil Spring. It was a great fight from the Senecas, battled all the way, but it is Allegany that comes away victorious. And at this point, I really am just hoping that nothing will break out in the handshake line. We're going to keep it nice and wide just in case. Great display of sportsmanship here between these two squads. I know it's a big rivalry, the hometown battle. The young upstart squad in Oil Spring against the perennial power now in Allegany. No, there's a lot of rivalry there, a lot of emotion, but I am glad that the sportsmanship was upheld here as these two teams go through the handshake line and make their way off the floor. So for Oil Spring, their season comes to an end. The regular season finishes 0-20. They exit in the postseason by a 2-0 sweep of the Allegany Arrows. But for Allegany, their season will continue after the 11-6 win here tonight. As mentioned before, they have a date with the number 3 seeded Tonawanda Braves in the second round of the Can-Am postseason. Best of luck to the Arrows in that series. They're going to be looking to take down Tonawanda once again, as Allegany, I'm just keeping things here, watching what's going on over there, just because the Arrows are slow getting into their locker room, just hoping nothing's going on. Still seeing lots of commotion and bodies over there, so we're just going to keep things rolling. Man, oh man. Really just hate seeing this. Want to keep it on the floor. Just can't have this spilling over off the floor. Just really hate seeing this. And I think it might be starting to die down a bit, as it looks like the Arrows are able to make their way into the locker room now. Whew, man, it really put a damper on what was a good game, competitive game between these two teams. The Arrows were pretty well in control, but it was still a competitive match, as there you can see great scorekeeping officials here, and Corinne Miller as well as the referees as they figure everything out. And we will now wrap things up. One more time, Oil Spring, their season is done. They will get ready for next year, while Allegany will get ready for Tonawanda as they play the 3-seeded Braves the 2nd-seeded Braves, excuse me, in the next round. That will do it for us here tonight. One more time, I want to say thank you to Corinne Miller and her great staff here with Oil Spring. They made these broadcasts possible, so we thank her and everybody with the Senecas for their support of Blue Squatch Productions. That'll do it for us here tonight from the Allegany Community Center. For our offsite producers, Greg and Charity Beecher, I have been Trevor Butts saying so long and thank you for watching Blue Squatch Productions.